Okay, working on my fittings here. So I got this one all done up where it fits together a lot better. So basically I just took the female side, I ran 2 taps through it. I ran the standard one in there until it bottomed out. I didn't like it, so then I took my bottomed out tap. That's when I just cut the end of it off. And I ran it in another 4 turns. And now it goes in a lot deeper. I also got this where this goes in deeper too. I actually put a die on here also and cut these down. So this is the taper pipe die here. So between both things, we got the hole cut down to where this goes in there pretty deep. So now it goes in. There's only a couple threads showing. I still got some more tightness I can go. And this one here has only got a couple threads showing, about a thread and a half, so it'll just about bottom out. So that makes this as short as I can, so I got maximum cylinder clearance on this side. I also turned this down here so it sticks in the solenoid further too. The next thing I was playing with is the holes up on top here. These are pretty restrictive. So this is a standard one here, and this one has been modified. So I don't know if you can see the difference, but it's quite a bit. And these are my lines. This is the steel line, this is the stainless line. You can probably see the difference in hole size there. So now what I can do is I got to match up this hole here for what goes through here. Otherwise, this will be the restriction, not the rest of the stuff. What you want is you want your jet up here to be the restriction that goes in here, not your tubing, your fittings, or everything else, which is usually how it works when you get real big holes going. You always have fuel flow problems on race bikes, or anything racing really. Okay, so here's our steel line. First to get a fitting. The fitting when you measure it, so it's 125,000, so there's 25 over here. Here's your steel tube, same size, 120. Here's your stainless tubing, 150. See the difference? The other one's over here, we're over here. Okay, now these ones here I modified these, and I'm at 140. So these are still smaller than the fittings. I mean smaller than the tubing. So I like to go a little bit bigger on those because I don't like being smaller than the fittings. So step ream them. So we're reaming them instead of drilling because reaming doesn't dig in as much. So you got 1/8 inch reamer. This is a whatever's above it. 5/32 is the big one. That's this one, and this one's a 64th number. I can't read it. So basically, we're going to take it. We're going to open them up. Now the big reamer here is looks like about 52, 53. Okay, so this will make the fitting the same size as the tubing, maybe a couple thou bigger. So I got to open this up, another next size up. So I just got done doing these, and I get to redo them again. No biggie. Okay, so we'll show you how we did that. I'll hit the mill. Go that way, see the mill. So there's our milling machine. Okay, just got our universal vise here. Hold your fitting in there. Basically using the reamer as the alignment tool. So you run that in there like that. Let go of the vise, tighten the vise up, and now you're centered. So we can take that out, put the bigger one in we're going to use. And a little cut in oil. And we go for it. Use a drill for doing this, so I just dig right in. Probably rip it out of your hand, break everything off. Really, really slow with the drill. Reamers too, but they're not as sensitive as drills. purposely tighten the chuck very much on the ringer so it started spinning a little bit. That means I'm getting too much weak chip load on it. So that's like my safety device when I do that. Okay, that one's done. So I'll put the other one in. This one here I do an eyeball. Looks pretty straight up and down. Happy minimum medium there. Torque on it. Alright, close enough, it'll work. You don't have to be perfect, but you want to be close. And do it again. We got so much chip load, we're moving it down a little bit. Get some more torque on there. Right. Push a little bit too hard, you see the fittings start to drop. A little bit too much drop now. Knock it back up again. Do some more. Probably should take it out of the vise and hold it on the 90-degree fitting, but that'd be too easy. Going through the hole now. We're all the way in on that one. Okay, now we got to deburr these a little bit so I don't have a sharp edge on them. So I just take a file, run across the top a little bit, kind of dull it off a little bit. Okay. All right, loosen that up. Okay, we blow the trash out of it. So we still got a sharp edge on the outside and the inside still. Take the deburring tool here and do the inside. And if you don't deburr this edge, a little bit of a nick on the edge will close the hole up. It kind of defeats your purpose. Okay, after you do that, now we just take it and knock off the sharp edge on the outside edge. Now don't go the same angle as the flare, because then you put a little nick on the flare. It'll be the tapered part of the fitting. So pick an angle about halfway in between. You can hear the file catching the sharp edge there. Take the top off again. Come back and hit the center hole again, because the center hole is the most important. Make sure there's no burr on there. And blow it out. Okay, now we got a big holes in these things. So now it should be the same size as this, or at least pretty close. So if you want to know for sure, take your reamer, do final deburring on it. Make sure there's no grit burrs in there anywhere. This one doesn't seem like it's quite all the way in. It's in there that deep. So I think that can probably go in there a little bit further. Yeah, I'll hit that again. This time I'll hold it on the fitting here. And it's the same size as this. See, this wouldn't even go in the tubing at all, so that means these fittings are bigger, because see, this goes all in. So now we're bigger than this. You always want your fittings to be bigger than whatever your tube is. Okay, go back over here and re-hit this again. I'm going to hold it on a 90-degree fitting. More holding power. Alright, I'm going to do it again. Definitely not going any deeper. So whatever it is, it's in there all the way. Sounds like you got a big hole in that thing. So here's what we started with, and there's what we finished with. Big difference. So when you blow on them, versus this one, you can hear the difference. So, big difference. So, alright, I'm going to do all these other ones now. Same thing, we're going to hold them and drill this one. I got to flip it, drill the other one. Need to get a lot further away, we're way too close. So, anyway, we'll show you which we do one of those. Because this one here we have to go all the way from an 1/8 inch up to 150. So that's 3 sizes. Okay. So 1/8 inch is our first one. And it doesn't even go in the hole. That's how bad these are. So we'll just eyeball it. Close enough. Put the 1/8 inch one in first. It has something at the bottom of the hole it's digging into. Yep, way too low. Come up a little bit, we can see it. The next reamer up. A little bit bigger than what I am. Show you in my hand. It's only one light tension. I'm going to need to hold one finger on the handle over here. I'm using my thumb. It gives you better feedback of how much pressure you're putting on it than the kickback on the chip. You actually feel it. all the way through. You hear it bottom out, it's all the way in. If you had a drill, you could drill straight through and have a real leak. That'd be bad. Okay, that's got us halfway where we want to be. Now we're going to go all the way to full size. I got light tension on my fingers. You can see my fingers chattering. It's the kickback on the chips, so. Keep a light touch on it. Go slow and easy. Put some oil on there. See it kicking back, still on my thumb. Bring it all the way down, put it up. So that was that one. Flip it around. Eyeball alignment. Close enough. And do it again. Stuck. Slipping the chuck a little bit too loose on the holding power there. Give it slightly bit more torque, but not much. Kind of a feel thing anyway. This one goes all the way through on this one. You have to worry about drilling through the backside. There is no backside. And we put the big one in there. Now if you try to put the big one in right off the bat, cutting's too much, you won't cut that much. And the small reamers you can't cut through without one hit. Some reamers you can, but most of them it's a lot. You're asking quite a bit. That's what drills are for, taking out mass quantities of material out of the reamers. The reamer's slipping a little bit. Put some more oil on it. Starting to feel a little tension in there. Forcing a little bit, that's why you see the reamer slip. Yeah, it's all the way through. That's how you do that. So there's another one with a big hole in it. So of course the big hole here goes all the way through, so there's no problem with that. Okay, so I'm going to finish all these up and then we'll come back. Alright, back on the bike now. Got my fittings all opened up now. So there you go, all three holes nice and big. those two. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take this whole thing off of here so I can work on it easier. It's too hard working around everything that's in the way. That's why it's made to come off. Let's see, 1/16. You make stuff, you need to make it so you can actually work on your bike. It's a lot easier to do this stuff. Okay. Everything comes out as a unit. This one unit. Okay, now you got a little more access to get all your hidden bolts on the back side. You can't see, you can't get to half of them. So down the lower you can see better. Oop. Yeah, blow in there a little bit better. So these are all the bolts. They're all hidden behind the lines and fittings and everything else. Some of these you can get to, some of them you can't. So you got to get to the ones you can. Hopefully once you get them out of the way you can get access to do the other ones you don't have access to. Looks like I'm rubbing through my coating material there. See, this one's completely blocking this one here. Once you get it loosened up a little bit, then I kind of got access to it. And pull it off. This one's underneath the fitting here. You have no access to it. Until you get rid of this one here, it's hard to get to. Lay this down to get more support. It's not sitting on. Lost my wrench. What do I do with it? Probably looking right at it. Someplace. Yeah. We have more. So anyways, you just got to work all these things off. Pull each solenoid off. Swap out your fitting over here. And put it all back together again. It's fun. Of course, you got to re-Loctite every bolt. Because you're not going to have access to this stuff very easily up the track. Because you got to disassemble the bike this far to get to all this stuff. Which only takes about a half hour or so if you have to get it done. But you'll spend an hour hour, an hour and a half, time you're done. And all back together again. So it's the kind of stuff you don't want to be doing at the track. Especially when the track is out in the middle of a dry, dusty lake bed with wind blowing. It's always fun. Not work in a nice clean environment like we are here. Okay, there's that one out of the way. And you're still all connected by wires, so you can't just get rid of these things. And there's access to one we couldn't get to. Nice and tight. Got cost a little bit of thread damage there. Yep. Got a little bit of thread damage on that. Well, yeah, worry about that later. It's out of here. That's all I care about. Okay. Where's the new fitting at? There's my new one. Now, one of these I threaded a little bit deeper than the other ones. And they'll look about the same, figures. Okay, I use Teflon Teflon pipe paste. I don't like tape. Tape is very messy. The paste is just like any other sealer. Put a little bit on where you want it. A little bit goes a long way. Wipe off the end, make sure there's nothing on it. Put it back together again. And this looks up a little bit taller, so we have to disassemble this all the way to get these in. So go ahead and goop up all of these. That one. This one's no more work because it's got 3 different pieces to it. It's already tight. Still not 100% sure how I'm going to angle all these fittings yet. More or less going to go back to like it was, but like I say, we're not 100% sure on that. So just put a little bit on a time. Don't get too carried away with it. So you don't need to put a big thick bead of it on there. You just need to get in the threads. It's going to push out most of it anyway when you tighten it up because it's tapered pipe thread, it's metal to metal. Alright. Put my fingers off. Okay, now I get to pull it all the way off. Try not to break any wires off while you're doing this. It'll be a whole another problem fixing wiring. That one's off. There we go. Okay. Get tight. See, normally I want to go another turn to make sure it's really tight, but not in this case. Let's see, blue Loctite's a little bit severe for this application. Let me get my green. Be right back. Use my 290 capillary action Loctite. Go. A little small drop on there is all we need. I'd like to tighten this another turn, but we're not going to get that. It's pretty tight already, but as I recall, it was angled downhill a little bit, so just going to go by memory. Now for the fun part. Trying to get these bolts to start again when you got no access to get to this one. Nope. Seemed like it was starting, but it wasn't. Alright, that one in there. Before I get too deep into this, I got to get this one off. So they all stack on top of each other, so you can't just put one in there and call it done. Off. Got the Loctite going on there right now. One more out of the way. About there is good. Something's fighting me on the other side. Yeah. Ah. It's the bolt holds it together. Yeah, looked out. Got that one to grab. Got no access. Good, that one started. That one we can get a socket on there and go pretty quickly. There we go. That one was easy. We can get this one going. Yeah. Where do we go? Because we get access to this one now. And we got this one. There, everything stacks up. Get rid of you. It's this one. Oh, that's going to be tight. Jeez, that's 3/4 of a turn. I don't know if I can get that much. That's going to be pretty. That's going to be a tight one. Yeah, we're good. Perfect. Nice and tight like I like them. Alright. That's pretty much put that almost straight up and down. Okay, there's that bolt. Lost a bolt. Another bolt. Another nut. A little bit of Loctite. Way too much. Move it down to the other one. Okay. Get started. Try to get this other one, which is underneath the other one. All right. Go back to this one. Last one. I think this is the easiest one, but there's no easy one. They're all hard. Shit. This one I'm not exactly sure I'm going to run it yet, so looks like that one's going downhill. I'm going to try to tighten it up a full turn. That would be fun. Where's the wrench at? Half inch someplace. It's already tight. I'll go a full turn more. Alright. 9/16 floating around here. It's already getting pretty snug already. There, we're halfway around. Get those wires off on the other side. I don't think we're going to get this one. Damn. Sucker is tight. That's about it on that. It's a full turn of torque. Let's see if I put the bolts on there. I might get some more of it, or I might just break it. Ah, damn, that's tight. Well, I was thinking about maybe going to a 45-degree angle. Yeah, we'll see. We'll go ahead and put it together. If we don't like it, we'll take it back apart. Anything about this deal? Okay. I think I already Loctited those. Okay. Tools out. Ooh, I started it. Yeah, good. Who needs a ratchet? Tight. That one's tight. Let's see if we can break something. This has an extreme amount of torque on it. Yeah. Don't think we're going to have enough torque capacity here to turn this thing. Something to push against. That's on my wire, so I'm going to do that. Alright, a little more out of it. I think we're good. Okay. Just going to get all these other ones torqued up here. This one here is going to be, I think this other one in here is the hardest one. So we'll get it tight next. Don't have a good access to it here. That's good. That's good. Shift over to this one. Maybe I should get that one first. That's tight. Yeah, this one I don't have access to this one. Yeah, kind of do. There it goes. Kind of forces it in there as you rotate it. That's tight. That one's tight in more ways than one. And this one here we got pretty good access to. Tight. Tight. Alright, they're all tight. These are not quite where I want them. That one is no more on that one. This one could go slightly more. Except I don't think we have access to tighten it anymore. Not really. Barely. It's pretty much on there. This one here, I'm not sure I want it. This one I need more. Alright, so we got our package set up there. Now I'll go ahead and put it back up on the bike here. We'll wipe the dirt off when we get access, right? I'm not going to have that much longer. Okay, and all this stuff goes back where it belongs. Tucked down inside. Out of the way. So everything's a nice tight squeeze. This was over here, as I remember. Okay, that not rubbing over there before. Something is different. Now, put my line up. That's what the difference is. There we go. Make sure the electrics ain't gonna rub on nothing. Stainless line's good. There you go. More or less back where it belongs. Kind of all rubs on everything anyway. That's tight. That's tight. Okay. So now we're all back up on there with our fittings in there. So this one I think I want to rotate some more. Let's see if we can get some more out of it. Oh yeah, tons more. There's a lot available. Yep. Almost like no torque at all. Let's see, I don't think I tightened that one down yet. Nope. Starting to get tight too. And that I'm not sure where I want it. I think I want it somewhere in that area. Haven't decided yet. back over there. This one goes back over here. Sits right there. You get all the lines back that are going to be in the way, so you know what you got to clear or not clear. Alright, and there was one more that came through here. That'd be this one. So you got to get that down in there too. Alright. So now you got to make everything work. That's going to be interesting to do that. Alright, so let's get this off of here so you can see better. So, all the way back, yep. So you can see how everything is tight. So we got two lines coming out of here, you got two lines coming out of here. This one's going to have to snake its way through somewhere past this one here, probably right up next to this one. Clear that one and somehow get up to top here. This one over here, obviously you can see that's going right into that one, so I'm going to have to tighten this up some more here for more clearance. It's going to have to go down through that hole down through there and circle back up. Or I got to loosen it up so it'll go out that direction. Go out that way, which I don't think it'd be the best way of going. It's probably going to be real interesting to get in there no matter what. So I'm probably going to take this whole line out to make this even so I can turn it. I don't remember how much torque I had on that one, but I don't think it was a lot. And then obviously this one here we got to work around. But we got a lot of good cylinder clearance here, so I don't have to worry about knocking the line off. And I'm working on a cylinder, which will be happening frequently. Okay, let's see if I can get this one up in here somehow. Yep, still does move. I didn't think it was that tight. It's just quite where I can't get to it. A little bit more out of it. Oop. Just trying to go on getting up over there. Just jam it up in there. Just not quite enough. Alright. I actually have to pull the line off. Oh, that's terrible. Didn't want to have to do that. Push really hard. Nope. Not going to happen. Got nothing more I can cheat. Alright, well we got to pull this one off, pull the tack out of the way, move it down a little bit deeper, and have it come down through here, and circle back up to one of these probably up here. Alright, I think we're about done for tonight. It's getting late. Ah, not too late, it's only 12. I'll probably work another half hour, who knows. Alright, I gotta go find some stuff to figure out what I'm gonna do next here. I'll stand around my thumb out my butt thinking for a little bit, try to figure something out. Alright, that's it for now.